What's up, guys? So we are back at the site here. We've got a snowy, breezy day, and I'm hoping the video will carry through with some of the audio here. And I thought it'd be fun to show some of the tracks that we've got working their way along the hill here. You can see there are just hundreds and hundreds of tracks. Those are primarily mule deer with a few elk, and we do see a ton of wildlife in the area. But what you'll notice is that there are no tracks in front of the house. So I thought I'd give you a fun little tour here. You're going to see the house the same way I see it. I have not been in, and you can see there's no tracks going up to the structure, but we have had about anywhere from, depending on the drifts, anywhere from 8 to 20 inches of snow. So you can see there are spots here where it drifts up and gets a little deeper. And that's just kind of typical of the area. We do have a lot of wind. And up on the roof, I'm pleased to see that the roof is holding up pretty well. It's probably doing its job. And what I want to go do is just a little bit of triage. I have 2 projects I could work on this weekend. One that I ran out of time. I was starting to work on putting the ridge up for the section of the gable end that's going to come out over the deck in the mudroom. And that will protect the mudroom, so that is very important. But also I have all the sheathing for the roof on the back side of the house and some end wall sheathing here. So everything's got to be done. It all has to happen. It's all time. But some could happen earlier than others. So today what we're going to do is just take a quick walk through the structure, get a sense of how much snow we're dealing with. And snow's not really going to hurt it. All these materials are rated for a certain amount of exposure to the elements, and these are definitely under the limit here. They've only been out here for about 3 or 4 weeks. Actually, maybe closer to 5, but still, that's fine. But I have to pick and choose my battles here. So let's go see what kind of snow we're dealing with. And you can see this is, if the camera will pick this up here, this is definitely up to the top of my boot. So 12 inches in that spot based on the size of these boots. But let's take a look and see how much snow we're dealing with so that we can decide which project to work on first. I want to work on this ridge here. That's my goal. But I will do whatever makes the most sense for the structure based on how much snow we've got inside. So let's get this door opened here. Whoops. You can see it's a very windy day, so I've got to kind of fight the wind to get the door into position. And I've got myself a little latch back here that I can use to hold it open. Whoops, have to actually get it hooked in here. Hard to do one-handed. All right, so as expected, mudroom has a fair bit of snow. That's okay. That was what was going to happen. And I'm going to shovel all this stuff out here, make myself a pathway. I'm getting a fair bit of melt water and ice down here, which is okay. That was expected. That's because this sheathing ends here. And I will be kind of tying into this when the gable end comes over this section. But the roofing that I already have in place is doing a pretty good job for the rest of the structure. So this stuff's all intact. Don't see any active problems going on here. There's a little bit of snow that blew in. I'm not even going to worry about shoveling that. That's all going to melt and evaporate over the next couple of days. It's supposed to be 50 here this weekend. And I do predictably have some snow that's kind of building up in this area here. And again, that's not a surprise, but what's really nice is, look, I mean, you can even see where I'm stepping. It's only about an inch versus, easily a foot going into the front. So whatever's blowing in, our predominant wind direction is this way. And what tends to happen is snow will blow in. This stuff is probably all accumulating here because of the lack of wall sheathing, not the lack of roofing. So the roofing is important. But given the wind direction here, it's not the single most important thing to do. Everything down in what will be my office is dry. Everything going down the hallway is dry. Master bed and bath are dry. That's great. Let's see what we got up here. This is fairly predictable. So this section's dry. You can see where, the roofing is obviously protecting the structure here. But then where I don't have any roofing on this side, we've got about 3 feet of snow. So I'm going to shovel this out of here just to get some of the water out of the structure so that it's not dripping down as this starts melting here. But I think I'm not going to worry about the roof sheathing on this side of the house as much right now. I'm going to focus on the mudroom. It's really important that I get the entrance to this protected, and this is stuff that has been exposed for a little while, longer than the rest of the house because it got built first. So I think I am going to continue tying in here, and that means that I have to patch a few more pieces of sheathing down where this roofing comes down to meet that. So coming back down here, I'll be focusing on these extra pieces here, and then what will happen is that ridge will come over, tie into the end of the house here, and a sister for it will come over and hit the roof probably right about here. So that will be my weekend project. If I can get that ridge up, maybe I can start getting some sheathing on that section of the house, and that would be really good for protecting the structure. So stay tuned. I'll do a follow-up video once I get into the meat of it.